Hey everybody, welcome to Maya and welcome to MASH. I did a MASH video a couple of days ago and you wanted to see some more, so here we are. So we're going to do another video using a MASH distribution network, and I can tell you it's a lot of fun. Now what we're going to do today is we're going to apply a MASH distribution network onto a curve, and that will allow you to do many things. For example, create a tank thread that's moving, or maybe I don't know, a bike chain, that kind of thing. So what we need to do first is we need to create an object, and we'll create a sphere, right? Polygon sphere, here we go, and we'll just leave it at default, and there you have it. Now we're going to put that sphere into a MASH distribution network. So what we need to do is we need to go up here to MASH and then click on create a MASH network, and keep notice of this polysphere 1 right here and what it happens to it, right? So when I click on create network, I get 10 of these items. That is the default setting, and here you see MASH 1. Our polysphere 1 is gray, it's hidden, which means that our original sphere is no longer visible. All 10 of these are instances, right? And our original is hidden here. So if you want to change anything to this guy, right? And you can go in here and hide it or unhide it. You can go in, change the size, and as you do that, you will change all of the instances. That's kind of important. But for now, we have a MASH network in our outliner right here. And if we click on it and we hit Control A to open up the attribute editor, you'll see that we now have this overview, right? As you can see, the default is set to 10. If I go to MASH distribution network, 10. I can go and increase that number, decrease that number. There you have it, right? But for now, we'll leave it at 10. So 10 instances, it's not the original, and this is the default. Okay. Now, what can we do with this? We can, we're not going to do rotate because you wouldn't see that, but we can go and change the scale in this direction and this direction. You can change the offset if you like this. You can change the distance in this direction, the distance in this direction. You can play with all of these settings, right? But our plan is to put these on a necklace, so we don't have to worry about this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set distance x to 0. So all 10 instances are now in the center of the grid, right? Okay. Now next what we're going to do is create the framework for our necklace. So we need a curve. So we're going to go to create, we're going to go to Nerves Primitives, and we're going to click on circle, which is the green line right here. We're going to hit R to scale it up, make it bigger, something like this. And then just because we don't want a simple circle, we're going to right click, go to Control Vertex, grab these 3, hit W, pull it in this direction, and then maybe hit R and scale it in until we get something like that. Okay, necklace, cool. How do we get our instances onto the necklace? Now what we're going to do is we're going to click on MASH 1, and we're going to, what we're going to do, we're going to go to MASH tab 1 here, and we're going to go and click on curve. As we do that, add curve node, we now have an additional tab, MASH 1 curve, and here there's a window where I can add curves. So we're going to middle mouse click on our nerve circle 1 in our outliner, and we're going to pull it and drop it into this box right here. As we do that, you see that our instances are now on top of that curve, like that, right? Pretty neat. So now what we can do is change the step. And by doing that, the distribution becomes wider. Now we don't have that many pearls on our necklace, so what we can do is go to the match distribution network, and we're going to increase that number until we're content, right? 36 seems to be the magic number, which looks fine. And now you have a pearl necklace. Now you're probably thinking, well, there's an easier way to do that. Just, make a bunch of spheres and copy them around. But there is a neat little thing you can do here, right? We're going to right click on our NURB circle, right click, control vertex, and we're going to grab a number of these, and we're going to hit W and see what happens. They are perfectly attached, right? So I can go in here and I can tweak to my heart's content, right? Very cool. Now, another thing that is possible with this is animation, and that makes it even more fun, right? So where can I find that animation? Well, if I just simply hit play, I got 1,000 frames here. It already starts rotating, right? That's because there's an animation speed set to this. Now, you can find that in the Mesh 1 curve, right? Down here, it says animation speed. If I move this to 0, obviously nothing's happening, right? If I set it to 0.01, very, very slow movement. Now imagine that you didn't create a sphere, but you created the link of a chain, right? You would have an animated chain, and you can use that for tons and tons of things. Now, there are a bunch of things you can tweak here if you like, right? For example, time step variation. When you do that, you speed up some pearls and you slow down other pearls, right? That's when you get this. So we don't want that, so we're going to go back. I'll just hit Control Z because I think there was a number. Yeah, there you go. I don't know what I did. Animation speed. All right, let's set that to 0.5. There you go. So you can do all of that. Now, as far as the Mesh distribution network itself, if we stop this, you can go to your Mesh 1 tab, and you can, for example, add a randomizer, which will randomize the shape of the pearls, right? You can also go to, I think it's this one. No. Give me one sec, guys. I'll click on this guy, of course. That kind of helps. Here we go. Yeah, Mesh 1 distribute. Now, there are a whole bunch of things down here that you can tweak, right? Rotation wouldn't make sense, but you can tweak the scale, for example, right? You can scale in X, you can scale in Y, you can scale on Z, you can tweak the offset if you like, but that doesn't do a lot. You can tweak this offset right here, you can tweak the distance here, all things you can do, right? Here there are different distribution types, right? You can go spherical, and that will kind of take them away from the curve here, but you can do all of that. So there's a lot of control, and the cool thing about this is you can put items on a curve, you can animate them, but you can also manipulate the curve and make the distribution look very cool, all right? So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to share with you guys in this video. There's a lot more you can do with Mesh. So as before, if you put a comment below, more Mesh, and at least 10 people do that, then I will make more Mesh videos, right? Well, that's it for me. Consider subscribing if you didn't do that already. That would kind of help the channel, right? My videos are not monetized, so yeah, at least I know you guys are enjoying the videos and you want to see more, right? Okay, well, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye.